Welcome to another live stream. We survived last week. What a crazy, crazy Tuesday that was. And we are back again tonight. It is November and it is getting cool outside. And I absolutely love the fall. And I want to welcome each and every one of you tonight to the live stream. I'm so very excited to be on tonight. Been kind of feeling under the weather today. Actually squeezed in a nap this afternoon, but I do want to have this conversation and give you guys an update on the studio and why I am thinking this right here. Have I added too much gear? That is the question tonight. We're also going to look at or talk about the Rode Wireless Micro, but have I added too much gear? And I'm going to do a poll here in a little while. So hang on to that. I do have a poll up here right now for the second segment tonight, which is going to be us talking about the new announcement from Rode. They've added another wireless microphone. So I wanted to get your guys' take on that. So the poll question is pretty easy. Do you have a Rode wireless microphone system? Any one of the Rode wireless microphone systems, do you have one? Yes or no? And we already have 9 votes. 56 say that they have one. 44% say no. I'm glad there are 9 people here answering the poll. I don't know if they're on live with me, but I do have chat only. Subscribe for chat only. So if you're not subscribed, you can't chat with us tonight. I welcome you to hang out with us. If you'd like to chat, just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And then after a few minutes, 1 minute, actually, you'll be able to chat with us. And I'd love to have you chat with us tonight as well. Let me know if everything's 5 by 5 tonight. Let's go right into the chat tonight. So, let's change glasses so I can read the chat. I feel like Mr. Rogers could have put my sweater on and put my new glasses on and change my tennis shoes to my slippers, but no, I actually literally am enjoying the weather. I can open up that window and cool the studio off. So I've had that window open probably 2 or 3 hours today, which is great. It's nice outside. So yeah, now we have 10 votes. Thank you guys so much. So Grish, woohoo! It's good to have you tonight. U-Step Productions. This should be a good one. Yeah, we're going to talk about my studio. I'll give you guys kind of a heads up here in about 5 minutes of what's happening in my own personal world. And many of you who have been on me live or been on the live for a while, you're going to already know that I saw this coming. And I had a plan to be better prepared, but we will talk about this. Shout out to Tony, Quick Tech Solutions, who texted me earlier today and said he can't make it. But in case he's watching this later, I'm going to say hi to Tony. Thanks for giving me a heads up. Also was able to get an email back and forth to Freddie Ponce from Caracas, Venezuela. He said his mom's doing better, which is great. So he gives a shout out. I'm not sure if Freddie will be with us tonight, but welcome U-Step Productions. And so not everybody will know your name. So please, if you can tonight in the chat, let other people know your name. We do have new people coming off and on, but it's great to have you. GP Pro says, it's time to build yourself a production truck. I love this. You have RV connections. All of this in your studio will fit nicely in a modified RV or transport van. The Bennett Show on the road. Actually, I think that's a classic idea. I'm not sure that stays with my theme. Again, let me help you with that. Have I added too much gear? And I think GP Pro wants me to add even more. Then he said, let's get the chat back on the air. Come on, what's going on here? There we go. Still can see my logo. You can expand your audience by showing them how you work as you travel across town, across the country. Create a Patreon, get a government grant, create an education fund for aspiring artists. I love these ideas. They're absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure how I'm going to use them, but I do love the feedback. And There we go. It's very clear that you love to teach. I certainly appreciate the time and energy you put into your channel. I always do. Well, that's exactly. I love to teach. I'm probably more of a visionary. If I'm in a group of people, I'm probably more visionary. I do like to teach. That would be probably the third passion I have when it comes to like standing up in front of people teaching. One-on-one, it would probably go somewhere between 1 and 2. And the live stream feels like one-on-one, like right now. I'm talking to a group of people, but normally when I'm in my studio, I'm doing a consult with one client, which is a blast, and I get to help them with their studio. And that's really exciting for me, and I absolutely love that. So I appreciate the sentiment there, GBP. Wow, sounds like more tools. That was my comment back, and then he said, yep. Okay, let me catch up with some other people in the chat. Grish is hello again. Hank, it's good to have you in the studio tonight with me because you guys are here. You're seeing the studio. We're going to show you around the studio. I'm going to get some basic feedback. So don't go get a cup of coffee, put me on a big screen TV or on your iPhone. Get ready to either text with your thumbs. But I really want some feedback tonight as we talk about this question. This one right here. Have I added too much gear? Have I added too much gear to my studio? And so that's going to be our topic tonight. And then we're also going to talk about this little baby right here, the wireless micro. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up as well. I've done some research today. I have some web stuff to show you. No, I do not have the Rode Wireless Micro in my hands, but we'll talk about that. I'll share what I see as the pros and cons, who it's for, who I think it's not for, and shout out to Rode. Again, this is not a sponsored video, but a shout out to Rode for making some really, really cool gear. So let's see. Use Step Productions from Texas is warm right now. I'm sorry to hear that. It would be nice if it would cool off for you, but this is Texas, and I've only been in Texas one time. My grandmother was from Texas, and my mom lived in Texas when she was a wee little girl. Then she moved up here to the Northwest, and anyway, so I got to go to Texas. It was very hot, lots of bugs where we were at. I forget exactly I think we were like north of Dallas, if I remember right, and out in the farmland, ranch land. And I got a chance to see my great-great-grandfather's grave site in Texas when I went there. That was surreal for me. My grandfather was a famous fiddler. You can look it up, and he's been passed away for a long time. He also developed a glue they used for tuning pianos. It had cactus in it. I don't know if that's been sold to some major company, but he used to sell that. And he also was a famous fiddler down south, last name Lunsford. That is my grandmother's family name. Also, obviously, my mom's family name before she became a Bennett, and that's my last name now. Here's my response. With it being a little warm in Texas, I like it cool, but not chilly. I like to be able to put like a jacket on and walk outside and bundle up. And we were able to go to my my son-in-law and daughter's kids' last BMX bike race. I feel so bad I hadn't been to single one. We have been dealing with stuff here in our family. It makes it hard for us to get out. But we actually had Shannon's sister in town to watch things at the house, and we got to go to that. It was so cool watching these kids ride BMX, and I'll try to get some pictures from my daughter and share that here in the future, but I don't have those pictures tonight. There is always just one more piece of equipment that will make your life perfect. Yeah, I don't disagree with that, Hank. There is almost always one more piece of equipment. I have been doing some research on switchers, and I want to do a live stream on all the different switchers that have come out. I think it'd make a great live stream. Yeah, I'm talking about video switchers because now you know Rode has come out with the Rodecaster Video. There's other people that have come out with them, and there's a lot of choices out there. Some of them are very unique in that they're kind of a monitor-based design, so that you have a monitor and you have all the ability to live stream from them. I like having these big monitors. I like having this monitor so I can see what's going on. Better hit record. Now I have hit record. So again, we'll talk about that in the future, but tonight we're going to talk about this question again right here. Have I added too much gear? That is the catchphrase tonight. So, and then we will pop over there later and we will look at the wireless micro and talk about this little device and get your guys' feedback on it. Juris Designs, good to have you here in the chat tonight. Have you on the live stream. Very, very excited to have everybody. My right ear feels lonely. Am I not stereo tonight? That would be really weird. Audio on the left channel. Let me listen. If that is true, something got unplugged. Check, check. Yeah, I hear that. Let me see. Let me change this microphone. We'll go to my wireless go. Testing 1, 2, check, check. Is that still just one side? I think it is. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Had a loose cable. So my bad, I was showing somebody my studio and I pulled that out. So I think that fixes the audio. So let me know if that is good, but thank you for that heads up. At least you guys got my back. I appreciate that. David down under, it's good to have you. So in Australia, where David's from, and by the way, guys, jump on over to David's channel and subscribe. It's a great channel on photography, great photographer. But down under in Australia is this hour fall back, going back to regular Pacific Standard Time. Does that get you up earlier? I'm just so confused. Or does that get my live stream in the wintertime in a better time period for you guys in the early morning in Australia? It's good to have you, Cheo. Cheo. Okay, Cheo. I will say it that way from now on, hopefully. It's good to have you. TVJ, it's good to have you as well. Are you going to be live? I will be going live at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So he already answered my question. So jump over and enjoy another live stream tonight. We're not going to go real long tonight. Probably about an hour and 15 if all goes well. So it's good to have you, TVJ, as always. Jay has a live channel as well. Go over and subscribe to it. I like his live streams. It's about technical things in and around the TV industry that he's involved in, broadcast industry. And of course, we spent some time talking about a pump that failed and he had a flood. So go check out his live streams and learn all about the flood of 2024 at Jay's house. So thank you, Hank, for that 5x5. If you have white space left, no white space left, maybe. Okay, maybe that'll come to me in a minute what you meant by that. Cheo, I'm listening while making some AI images. Well, good for you. Grish, no one else is hearing the audio, only on the left only. Okay, well, I was hearing it on the left only in my headphones, so it really was messed up. Yes, I'm getting left only, just verified with the VU meter. So let me know now. Let's see down here. Grish says it's perfect, it's fixed. Really cool. And it's 11 a.m. here, so 1 hour later. Okay, 11 a.m. For some reason, David, I thought it was super early when you got on my live stream. So that's really cool that we're Australia. People can jump on at 11 a.m. That's cool. Okay. Cheo says there is no such thing as too much equipment. I don't know. GP Pro, no. Grish, the wireless is both. Okay. So the wireless was both ears, and my microphone should be in both ears now. So let me just double check one more time. That's why I like the Extreme ISO, because I can put headphones in it, find out what's going on. So these are my Extreme ISO headphones. Reverse these. Check. Yeah, both sides. And that's how you test it. Take one off. So I used to check my stereo in my mastering suite that way. Before that in my recording studio. But, okay, work it out. Mono both ears. I'm going to say, Jay says, there's a limit to how much stuff people need. I would really agree with that. So let's just, Juris Design, white space on walls, sorry. And good to have you here, DJ Ware. Again, good to have you here, Juris. So again, tonight's topic for me, and this is for me, guys, I just need your input. Have I added too much gear to my studio? And so we're going to talk about that. Let me fire up, turn chat off the air. Let me do one more chat here before I do that. U-Step Productions, it depends on your needs, which are changing and evolving. Yeah, I agree with that. So, okay, we have the poll up. There are 13 votes. Do you have a Rode wireless microphone system? 54% of 13 people say yes. 46% of 13 people say no. So if you're on here tonight or you're watching live and not chatting with me, please consider hitting the subscribe button and chatting. I'd love to hear from you. Would love to know where you're from. Again, the reason I go live every week and don't just upload videos, I'm live more than I upload videos typically on my channel. That's not growing my channel really fast, but I'm happy with the growth. I'm over 3,000 subscribers. There's a little bit of money coming through because I am monetized. I have super chat available. There's other things that you can do. So if you ever want to give a shout out to the channel, you could use that in your, if it's available in your country. But again, I want to have these Tuesdays to have conversations and also kind of share my journey. Tonight really is about my thoughts on this device, which will be later. And then obviously about the question if I've added too much stuff in my studio. And we're going to talk about that right now. So hold the chats for a second, or if you do, put a Q in front of it if you have a specific question. I should say C if you have a comment, but I don't have that many people in the chat tonight, so I should be able to do keep on top of that. But if I'm talking and 5 or 6 people chat, it is hard to keep up, but that's why I want to pop things up on the screen in case you missed some of these comments. Many of you who have been on this journey with me now for a while, and there are quite a bit of people in here tonight. Like I said, Freddie Ponce, who hasn't been on for a while, who I emailed back and forth. He was with me in the very beginning. I thank Jay and Tony, and then Joe. I don't see Joe in here tonight. DJ Ware, very early in the journey. Hank, lots of people. If I didn't mention your name, I absolutely, totally apologize. And then there's some people that used to be on here. I know Cheo's been on for a while. Grish has been a regular lately. U-Step Productions has been a regular lately. GP Pro, GBP Pro is new to the channel. Been on here for a while. But again, on this journey, I've been talking about, this is my house. We moved into this house about 6 years ago now. The reason we moved into the house is my wife's father. Al, my in-laws are Al and Sharon. We're very close. My mom passed away back in 1994. You do the math. I'm 63 now. That's been a long time. And so Shannon's mom kind of became my primary mom, even though we were very close before my mom passed away. She is now living in our house. What happened is that Shannon's father had a stroke. We sold 2 houses and moved into a piece of property and built 2 houses side by side. So I have my house on the right, their house is on the left. Their house got done about 3 months before ours. We moved into an apartment complex after we both sold our houses. Our houses sold right away, which was perfect. We couldn't find properties that we liked, the floor plans that were already built. So we had to go through the whole process of having 2 houses built. We lived in an apartment. I was traveling then, selling RVs, and my wife is a full-time midwife. And so she was practicing midwifery and doing home births. So she would be with her clients in their homes, and also they would come to see her in the house. And then when we sold it, they had to come and see her in the apartment. So Bryson, my youngest son, was still living at home, Shannon and I, and then these clients would come and go. And so we lived that for a while. We built the 2 houses. We moved in the summer. I think it was like late 2017. And then obviously we had 2018. Then we went through what took place in 2019 and 20. So it was really cool to have them side by side. Shannon's father passed away now 3 years ago. And so now we are taking care of mom. And she just recently, she's been having health issues and she moved into the house. That is why we were talking about maybe downsizing in this room and opening up a Studio B in the garage. I did plans. I shared it here on the channel. I'll find the link tonight and I'll put it in the description. Let me make sure I make a note about that. Got my trusty paper. I actually used my streaming bridge and shot from the garage and walked people through it. I got good feedback. So I like the plan that I have. We have not started any construction. We were planning on being able to use these back 2 rooms, including the one I'm in, as kind of a living space for Shannon's mom. This would be kind of a TV room and sitting room. That's the way this room was originally designed. I'm in the closet, so I'd have taken all this stuff out, put it in Studio B, and then I would have put the closet doors back on, and I'm going to show you this studio here in a minute. Studio B video link. So you guys can watch that later. So it's been quite a journey. I got lots of pushback from the ladies. It was going to cost $30,000 or so to do Studio B. But it would have given us the extra square foot so I could continue doing my consulting business and be able to find a way to bring mom in the house and make everybody really comfortable. So during the day now, she's in the living room with us watching television or on our iPad. And so we're not sure what direction her health is going to go, but we're hoping for the best. So your prayers would be appreciated. Your good thoughts would be amazing. And so not having Studio B even started and still consulting in here, that's kind of why I started thinking, well, maybe I could downsize what I'm doing in the studio and streamline things and still do consulting. So that's where I'm at. So I am going to, now I know I've done tours before, but tonight I want to do a quick walk around of the studio. And I'll try to say hi to anybody else that pops in the chat. Let me just get my phone fired up here. And I think I have SuperSource already laid out here, even though I'm using a camera I probably would not normally use, but that is channel 4. So I'm using, that camera. Let me turn. Sorry about that. Let me turn the disco ball off. I turned that on during the intro. So I call this the Joe and Tony Quick Tech Solution camera because he said this is his favorite view. And obviously when I have that camera on, you're actually seeing behind me, and you can see the cropped image of that. But so you can see the stuff behind me. So it gives you this view, kind of like that when I have it all widescreen, probably more like that. And so, but you can see I have a PC. Let's change microphones here. I have a PC right here, which was my gaming PC when I had this as my man cave. And these are new chairs that we brought for sets. I got my little Batman project over there. The cable is my Insta360 Link version 2. It's right there. I'm shooting around the studio tonight. So I had these shelves up here. I had 3 lift chairs in here, nice leather lift chairs. One was over there in the corner, one right there, right in the center of those 2 shelves, and then one right about here where my JBL sub is. You can see I have all my backup hard drives. These are all spinning drives. One of these is like 13 terabyte, another one is 10. A couple of these I think are 6 terabytes, and you can see there's 4 of them right here. I don't have my Stream Deck this plugged in right now, so it's dead. But this is my Stream Deck Plus, and I can use these knobs when I'm editing video. I have a pack in that. I have some videos here on my channel. And then I don't use this anymore, but that's actually the ability to do the same thing. It's got a scroll wheel. It is called the, what is this called? It's called the Shuttle Pro version 2. Let me pop it out here. And so I've never talked about this, but this can actually be used to do editing in different softwares, and you can program the buttons, and you have the scroll wheel. Then you can actually scroll with these as well. So you got the outside scroll wheel for fast scrolling forward and back, and this for slow. And then you can program each one of the buttons. I've had that for about, I don't know, 10 years. So I have that camera. I have this camera with my prompter on it by Elgato, and then I got a monitor on top of it. I have that Elgato light. Sorry, they're bright. That one's not as bright. That's the air, and that's the key, Elgato key light. I have another key light right there. So then I have my Rodecaster Pro 2. I have my Wacom tablet for doing chat right there. So I can pop these chats on the air just by clicking on them. So Ustep Productions right there. It depends on your needs, which are changing and evolving over time. And then you can see that that's popped up on my screen up there. So I can see what you guys see because I have the chat popped out on the Wacom tablet. Then I have HyperDecks right here, 1, 2, 3. I have my Stream Deck Plus, which I'm using right now to control my lights. And then next to that, I have Extreme number 1, Extreme number 2, ATEM Mini Pro, because I train on this. In fact, I have my first hour almost completely edited of the training on the Extreme. That's going to be part 1. Yep, an hour-long training. Let's see. Can I? No, I can't change because I'm in the different super source here. But so then I have my BenQ monitor, and it has the ability to have 4 different things on the screen. That's my PC. That's my laptop. That is my multi-view from Extreme number 1. I can pop my multi-view in right there from Extreme number 2 so I can see that. This is actually from Extreme number 2. So I'm using Super Source in Extreme number 2, and there's Super Source from Extreme number 1. So I could pop to those. So I have 2 Super Sources because I have 2 Extremes. I have 8 keys instead of 4 keys. So I could lay keys and stuff over this, and you can see right now it's just the graphic from my Extreme number 1. And then this is Super Source you're seeing from Extreme number 2, and it is in the live program window. Preview is just me on the main camera, which I opened up tonight's live stream from. So then I have my, let's push this back. I have my SM7B, and it's mounted right there. You can see the boom arm. I have my 2 JBL speakers. I have a Skycam right here. I have a metal pole I mounted in the closet. This is not the original pole. I added that. I can put my cases up here. They're all in the closet right now. And then I have my JBL speakers. These are my mastering speakers. They work great. They're off right now because I don't have them on when I'm live. And then I have camera 1, so it's really 1, camera 2, camera 3. I have a monitor for camera 3 because it's under the shelf, so it's right there on top of my PC. Then I have that monitor, and then I have that monitor, and then I also have mounted to my wall on a swing out bracket right here. I have this regular computer monitor, and I can switch between super source from my extreme ISO number 1 to this should pop up and be my ATEM Mini Pro if it's working. There you go. There is my ATEM Mini Pro. And so it works as well. So if I'm training on this, I can put that up. You can see I'm not recording on that tonight. I did stream from it a few weeks ago. So we'll switch that back right there. And that's going to repopulate with my regular extreme multi-view. Then I have this table here so I can have my headphones, my glasses, and different remote controls. I have all the remote switches that turn my studio on. So this is how I power up my studio. I know it's crazy. I could have Alexa and all of that, but I use this little monster power supply to clean up the power. So my ATEMs are plugged into the back of that. That cuts down on some of the power hum in my studio. And then again, I have a light right there. I have a light up here mounted to the ceiling. I also have my big softbox up here, and I have a softbox for over there as well. Got my big TV. In there is my 2 drawers for all my stuff. Then I have an Xbox, another Furman power supply, and then above that is my Samsung TV box. It's in that slot. And then I have my Xbox controllers right there, so I can play Xbox on that TV if I want. And then I have my corner shelves. And I set this up because Logan, my grandson, and I are building this Lego trash compactor. And the box is right there on the shelf. So we're building this and doing a time lapse. So there's where we are in the book. And he's going to be over here tomorrow to help me build that again. Then there's the rest of the pieces. My wireless Go kit, which I have one of the microphones on right now. I'm using it. And then obviously I have the set in here, and there's 3 chairs. One of them's in the room next door. So I can put 3 chairs in here and have a interview in here, like a podcast. I can do a podcast on the table, which is where I shoot my wife's podcast when it's live. And then I have a lamp stand there, and then I have these lights on an auto pole on the very back. So that is a Manfrotto auto pole 2 up there. And then I have super clamps holding that light and a super clamp holding that light. And you can see the clamp right up there on the pole. Then I have my shelves with all my cool stuff. There's just 1/10 of my Batman collection. Shout out to Tony who sent me this. It's really cool. A while back, I did a stinger for him, and he sent me this little Batman and Robin plaque, which is in my studio. Then there's the door into my house. And then the room right behind that wall, it starts right about here. And then this is outside of the house. My bedroom sticks out. No, it starts right about there. So this is insulated for the other bedroom. So you got insulation, you got soundboard, and then sheetrock right here to cut down the sound. And then I do get sound through those vents. That's just to let air in and out. And then that's the air canister heat vent. And so that's a look at my studio. But you can see, even though I have wires up, those up, these are mounted up, so I don't have any stands. I have things like this in my studio, so I can put this hair light above me. I have all these different lights. I have all of this stuff. I have 2 Instant 360 links, and these have 3 gimbals. I really like those better than the new one. I have 2 of those, and then this is the new one, and it only has 2 gimbals. So they wanted to make things less expensive. So they went with 2 gimbals instead of 1. And so that's great for just a regular camera. but you have to level it. It doesn't level itself anymore because it's missing the leveling gimbal. So that's why this is only 200 bucks, and the original Insta360 Link was a lot more than that. So this is what I'm seeing normally when I'm live right here. And then I have my iPad with mix effects on it, so I can hit my different macros. I can control the switchers. Right here is my HyperDex. I can play with my HyperDex. I can scroll up and down to change camera angles. I can do transition fading bar. I can turn keys on and off. And right now we have chat on the air, so I could turn chat off the air just by tapping that. And I'm recording and I'm outputting. So recording and live streaming, you don't want to hit those because it would actually turn the live stream off. I normally keep it just on the macro page so I can run my macros. So that's kind of a tour of the studio. And so let me move back here a bit. Then I have a Elgato pedal down there. My Bose subwoofer is right there because I do have a Bose speaker right there mounted to the wall so I can watch movies in here. And I do have the Bose small background speakers right there. You can see it under my Vault Boy. There's speaker 1, and then I got Batman on speaker 2 right there. So here's a look, kind of the look that I showed you guys tonight. So lights all the way around. And you can see I'm in a closet. There's the closet frame, and the doors are off. And I have a packing blanket hanging over and stapled to the wall, and that cuts down the sound that would bounce off of here. So it really helps the audio when I move into this space. So the question tonight is, I consult, I show people my desk, so I definitely need the sky cams, the Insta360 Links, the first version, because it has the ability to shoot down at the desk. It has the ability to level itself. I like that a lot better than the camera you guys were seeing tonight, which is this one right here. So if I turn Skycam back on, you'll see it in the upper corner. And this one doesn't level. So as I change locations, this one doesn't really level out, and I use it for the intro before we go live. So I just pop that on my live still image. And this is what you guys see as I'm going around the room as we're getting ready to go live each week. And I move this through changing the macro in different places in my studio. So it's a nice camera. I mean, it works really well, the Skycam, but it does not have the leveling gimbal, and I really wanted that. Now, I've had Insta360 reach out to me. They emailed me again 2 days ago. They have offered me a new white version of the Insta360 Link 2, asked me to do a review of it. But again, I've emailed them, told them I'm not really a fan of the version 2. It's okay for my clients that just want a really nice webcam, but I still think the Insta360 Link 1, it needs to be reproduced and updated with a better chip with 3 gimbals instead of 2, because again, using it in the studio, having that extra gimbal like a drone having that gimbal is really important. 2 gimbals really don't do what 3 gimbals do. It's night and day, and I can understand that they're trying to save the cost. So I get that. So your thoughts, sorry about that. Let's turn chat back on here. So ideas on me downsizing. Grisha's YouTube handle is David G. I've been a regular for almost 2 years. So go over and check out David G's YouTube channel and subscribe. No, I really haven't talked about my PC specs. So let's just go ahead and I'll give you guys a tour of my PC here. Let's see. Let's just go back to camera 4. So it is a NZXT. You can see it, little logo right there. I have 32 gigs of RAM. That is a GeForce EVGA 2080 Ti. So that was a very expensive card when I bought this PC when we first moved into this house. So that was my main editing PC. Then I had my laptop, my Asus ZenBook Duo to travel with. And this is actually another monitor, so I can put the timeline when I'm traveling of Adobe Premiere, or even I could bring a timeline here of DaVinci Resolve if I wanted to. So that could be the video I'm editing, the timeline where I'm clipping down here. So I like the dual monitor when I'm traveling. So that is an i9. I forget which i9, but it's water cooled, and it is a, again, NZXT. This case was purchased because it will fit right where that bottom drawer is. I can actually turn it sideways and slide it right in that rack. That's exactly why I bought that Samsung rack. I have 2 of them. One is in my garage right now I'm not using. They used to be side by side. Number 2 had all my mastering analog gear in it. So I had like a compressor, I had an equalizer, I had an interface by Orion Audio, high-end digital converters in it. It sells for like $3,000. All that got sold to buy cameras and stuff to set up that studio. So I've sold all those analog devices, and now I'm using a Rodecaster Pro 2 in my studio for all of my audio. And now I just have drawers in there. So 2 drawers, Xbox, Furman power supply. There's actually a Netgear switch in the back of that. I actually have 3 switches in my studio, 1 Unify and 2 Netgear, because I couldn't invest the money in any more Unify switches for right now. And then my main in the bedroom next door, where my mom is staying right now, is where in the closet is where I have my Unify system. And so that is my PC. I hope that helps. Let's turn Skycam off. Sorry about that. So again, that's inside my PC. It has a 1 terabyte drive in the back, and it also has a spinning drive. So, and there's an M2 chip in there as well. It's under that cooler right there in the corner, right next to the, and I like this. It's a beautiful looking black computer, and you can see the size of it right there. And I have my Skycam plugged into it, my Insta360 Link 2 right there. So again, 3 cameras. How can I downsize? So I'm all ears because again, I don't need all of this. Well, maybe I do. I don't know. I'm just wrestling with it. You should do your studio tour as a standalone video. Yeah, I need to. I'll take that under advice, Jay. I should do a studio tour standalone uploading video. So I was going to tell you guys, I don't want to fire up it on my PC, but again, I have an hour-long part 1 of the extreme ISO training video that's going to go up on my channel very soon. It's going to be part 1 and part 2, and it's going to take about 2 hours to do all the features and train people, but it's going to be a very thorough training. I'll even talk about green screen. We'll have a green screen in here in part 2. I'm going to talk about how to hook up HyperDeck and use HyperDeck in part 2. Part 1 covers all of the different buttons and basic keys, upstream keys and downstream keys. I'll get into the other Luma and all of the other effects that you can do on keys in part 2. But part 1 is done. I'm just doing some final editing, and then I will start recording part 2 this week, and hopefully start editing part 2 next week, and hopefully I'll have part 1 up on my channel. You have a great studio, DJ Ware says. Thank you. But DJ Ware, what could I downsize? So, do you guys think I really need 3 cameras? I rarely ever change to these other views, right? And if I do change these views, I also have lighting changes that need to take place. So I do like this. I do some of my Zoom. I've done some of my Zoom consults this way, but I find that this is on the right-hand side of the desk. I really need to be facing this way to be able to do things the way I need to do in the studio and be able to demo everything. So this seems to be the best way to do my consults. So I do need an overhead camera. I may need 2 cameras, but I may be able to get away with 1 or 2, get rid of 1 camera. Your thoughts would be great. Is there a way to update all the Docker containers at once? All the Docker containers. Is that a question for me, Jay? You require larger space. You are missing a green screen. This is a great home studio. It looks great. You really need a bigger space. Yeah, I do. And Studio B is 17 feet long. From the closet wall to the back wall is 13 feet. So I would be gaining 4 more feet. 4 more feet is exactly the space that I really need, depth. And then I've designed on paper a green screen that can pop up together. So quite a project, but I know a few people in the area that could do the extruded aluminum. I'd have to find a company that could build me the green screen with snaps on it. That would be the big cost. I also could market it because it's something that would be able to be fit in different studios, different sizes. But I'm not sure I want the responsibility of marketing a product like that, unless I could find someone that would design it with me, just give me a cut and they would do all the heavy lifting. That would be great. Pro A, Studio Pro A. Thanks for sharing about your PC. You're welcome. You need just 1 big client. Is any of this backup gear? No, all of this is the gear that I take when I'm going to do a video production. Let's go back to that. So I'll pull a camera down if I'm going to go do photography. I have a wedding next winter. I've already been asked to do, so I'm going to be doing some photography. I can do headshots for businesses. I do content for businesses. So I just pull a camera down. So if I did go to 2 cameras in my studio, I would be downsizing in the studio, but I would probably always have that ready to go. I love the EOS R. But my favorite camera to shoot with is my Canon 5D Mark IV. And my 5D Mark IV is, let's see, this camera right here. This is my 5D Mark IV, and I just like these cameras. They feel good in my hand when I'm shooting, and obviously that feel and just tactile ability, I just feel comfortable shooting with my 5D Mark IV. I don't like mirrorless cameras as much because I get focused on the flip out screen rather than just focusing on looking through and taking the shots and then reading and looking at the pictures, making sure I got focus. And so I really like my 5D Mark IV. Let's go back to Chio's comment here. I got rid of some of my equipment and regretted it. Okay, I'll take that as some advice here. It's a lovely studio, and I tend to agree. It feels like you really need more physical space. It's a great collection of gear and will retain lots of value. So again, I don't leave the table up. The table goes against the wall. I left it up tonight so you guys could see how cramped this room is when I do the podcast. I can take the chairs out. Usually I take the chairs out into my living room against the wall when I'm doing the podcast in here. So I just rearrange that so there's no chairs in the back. But if I had it all set up at the same time, which was what I was planning on doing in Studio B, leaving it up all the time, unless I was doing a special shot with my green screen or special green screen work, then I would have to have a place for that table. And my garage right next to the Studio B would be where I'd have to store tables and things like that. Craig, good to have you tonight. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate it. Let me go back on my favorite mic here. Nice studio, not too sure. Let's see, not too much gear in my opinion. Okay, well, that is our topic tonight. You know, have I added too much gear? So evidently, according to Craig, I have not. TVJ, I think you should update to 1 switcher instead of 2. Yeah, we thought about that. Obviously, you know what I'd have to do, something rack mounted. It's not like I have enough inputs. I use the extra inputs all the time. I used one of those inputs tonight. Camera number 3 is one of those inputs. My shuttle is in extreme number 2. So again, I would have to do like many of the guys that I follow do, like Aaron Parecki and Photo Joseph, all those guys. Even Adam Tal, I believe, now has a 2ME. But I like streaming directly from my Extreme. I like the portability of that. So now I may move one Extreme to Studio 2. But again, we'll see if Studio 1 stays in existence or if this becomes a room for Shannon's mom in the near future. Now, we sat down as a family, we've talked about it, but right now we haven't sorted out what we're going to do with her house, and we're waiting to see which way her health goes. So we're still a ways from the decision. If we sell her house, then we'd have to probably take a little bit of those proceeds and just update some things in my house, maybe change a shower, things like that, to make it more convenient for my mother. On the other side of my closet is the bathroom, but it has a big tub and a stand-up shower. It does not have a walk-in shower, and that doesn't make things great. Or get a bigger space. Yeah, and we've even thought about selling these 2 houses and buying a house with a mother-in-law apartment, but think about it now. We have her house, our house to sell. That would be a big move again. Would we have to live in apartments again? And none of us want to do that. So it's a lot easier to go into the garage, hire it done, help at night, and get Studio B built, and then make the transition into here so that she can sit in this room and have a little living room. And then next door would be her bedroom, and then augment the bathroom. So Craig says the side view looks quite impressive. Maybe you could adjust your lights to light all scenes all the time and switch cameras automatically based on a silence trigger. Yeah, I really don't. I mean, I'm a lighting guy. So if I switch to camera 3, I mean, this is the lighting right now. And, you know, the desk looks great, but I don't look great. I don't want a washed out face. I want some contrast when I'm on this camera. And so I have a little contrast on this side because that light is a lot dimmer. I have that light and I have this light on, and this becomes kind of a fill light on this side of my face and hair. And if I turn to this camera, wow, that worked. Sorry, that camera times out. So then I have lighting set up like this. So everything behind me dims a little bit. So this is the lighting for this view. And again, if I do go live, and this is where I started right here. I started going live when I was practicing on Facebook years and years ago. This is the way I went live. So I had the shelves in the background. The camera was probably a little bit further to the right, more facing like this when I did that, to the corner of the shelf right there. But I like it like this when I'm switching back and forth from cameras. So I'm not sure how that would work. But again, I do have the Stream Deck ready to power through those light setups. And it would be cool if I could automate that. So when I switch to camera 1, the lights change. And I don't know how to automate that right now with my Elgato lights. Maybe there's a way to do that in Companion. So I'm a novice Companion user. I rarely use Companion. Maybe I should learn how to do it more. DJ Ware says, I have 2 cameras, but I don't do very many product reviews. Have you ever seen Andrew Mark David's channel? He uses like 4 cameras. It's insane, but it really works for him. No, I haven't. Let me write this down. Let's see. Can I just go find his channel here real quick? My mouse over here. YouTube. We'll get to the Rode Micro here in just a few minutes, in case you guys are wondering. Andrew Mark David's. I'm assuming it's under his name. So there are two. Let me show you this real quick. So you have this one right here. It says Andrew Mark David, and then you have this one up here, Andrew Mark David. I'm assuming it's this one, but let me know. Maybe they're all the same channel. The second one. So you're talking about this one right here, right? The 1X Player M1. So this is him. Yep. Okay. So there's his channel. I will subscribe. I will ring the bell. And now I have more alerts coming. Thank you. I will check that out. I appreciate that very much, DJ Ware. Okay. So this is just about the home studio and podcasting. Well, I do remote stuff. So again, you were suggesting I have a truck. I don't do a lot of remote stuff. I'm doing an install with a client of mine around the corner. Her name's Uma. And she is starting she's already doing Zoom consulting, but she wants to start doing some higher end video production in her studio. So we're installing an auto pole. She's got a painter coming tomorrow to do the back wall in her studio. Her room's the same size as my room. So I kind of know how to get her through that. But she's going to have one station for shooting videos with a EOS RP camera that she bought, and then another station for doing Zoom. She likes to have her camera in the middle of her monitor. So she has this little plastic deal it sits on, and she can slide it right and left and up and down. And so she's going to have to, unless I can convince her to get away from that and have a camera between two monitors with a prompter, we'll see. So again, I do installs. I've done some church installs. I've done some consulting with businesses. I go to businesses and do consulting with them. I show them how to do shorts. I show them how to use the iPhone and microphones like the Rode wireless microphones, DJI mic kits. Maybe I will be recommending the new Rode Micro. Who knows? We'll just have to see. But this is mainly about the studio in the house for right now. Juris design sounds like the switcher would be logical, but does that make console harder to do? I would keep the 3 cameras for flexibility just in case. The garage would be a good upgrade. Yeah, and that's kind of why. And again, remember, this is temporary. So if I did build a garage studio, I would probably do my coming and going guests in there. That would be like a podcast studio. I could also work in there. I've thought about having my garage door removed and put in windows and an outside door so people would just pull up in front of my garage and come in. I've thought about leaving the garage door there and do a fake wall and make that a green screen. I don't want the green screen up all the time, so I'm really wrestling with that part of Studio B. But then I could move back in here as a man cave down the road. Again, it's already set up as a man cave, so I would not change that. It would always have the Xbox in here, even if mom was using it. It would always have the big TV, always have the Bose system. I would just be taking this desk and this part of the production into the other studio. And then who knows, I might have a couple cameras in here down the road so I could sit on my chair and do some response videos to things on my big screen. We'll see. Build a tiny house in the backyard. I love that idea. We've actually had that conversation. Okay, second one. Good to have you, Akil, all the way from Germany. Also, good to have you in the chat. Grish, I was Mark too. Good content. Cool. Grish watches Mark is what he's meaning there. Andrew Mark David. At Grish. At Jurish. So, if you go to my website, this is my website, you can subscribe right here if you would like, but I would prefer, if you would like to email back and forth with me, click on the contact link up here. And if I don't already have your email, if you have any other feedback, I would love to get it. So in all seriousness, that's why I created this mailing list. I do a Zoom town hall once a quarter where you could come and just Zoom with me and a bunch of other people from the channel. So just fill out this form, first and last, email. And if you want to give me a phone number, that's great. But then, give me your feedback here. Hey, Keith, let's email back and forth. I would love to be in contact with you. I'm not kidding. I really do love the communication. You can ask Tony in the chat. You can ask Jay in the chat. I like to have those relationships because it's about networking and it's about influence. So having people that know things that you don't know is great. That's the influence that you need when you have a question, and you may be the influence that they need when they have a question. I also have clients. That's more of a professional business type relationship, and you can use that exact same form if you just want to have a consult with me. So right over there. So if you want to have a free consult, 1 hour, or if you'd like to do some consulting, then you can fill out that form and say, Keith, I would like to have a Zoom consult, and that's free for the first hour. And I've solved a lot of people's issues, answered questions, helped them out in 1 hour. And they end up with my email. So occasionally they'll ask me questions. I'm cool with that. But if we're going to grind through some studio stuff, learning how to use the A10 Mini Pro, how to use HyperDeck, how to use OBS, how to use Skycams, how to set up lights, what cameras to get, all the stuff that I try to help my clients with. What software should you stream from a computer or laptop, or should you use a switcher that has built-in streaming? I even share with them some of the research I'm doing. I'm researching all the time. So I share that with those clients so they get advantage of not just my help, but they also get the research that I do. So I share that with my clients all the time. If something new comes out, I may send that to a client that has passion for the Insta360, and I may send it to them. And we may dialogue back and forth. So I absolutely love that aspect of all of this. So DJ Ware says, I will catch the rest later, have to go. Okay, have a good time. Okay, let's pop over here. I'm shifting gears because it's getting late. But let's talk about this. So this is just some clips from the video that was released from Rode. And yeah, I'm showing clips of it. So here's the new Rode Wireless Micro. You can get it in USB-C and Lightning. You can get it in white and black. It has 2 transmitters with magnets and clips, and it has 1 receiver that plugs into the bottom of your smartphone. You might have to remove your case. Like I have the big Autobox case. It's not going to work with this. But there you go. That's kind of a video. It has omnidirectional 360 microphones, so it's not going to cut, if you're doing a podcast, it's not going to cut out all the other noise in the room. It really is omnidirectional, and we'll look at that here in a minute. So there's a case. It's about the size of an iPod case or earbud case, and that's really convenient. And there's the different colors. So, and that's the end of the video. So that is the new Rode Wireless Micro. And again, it is retailing right now. Let me bring it up here. It's retailing for $149. You can see up here, you can do USB-C or Lightning. That's the Lightning case. You can get it in white or black. These links are in the description of tonight's video. We're going to look at some of the pros and cons on this tonight before we leave. But I really wanted to talk about what Rode is continually bringing out new devices. You have the Rodecaster Pro, the Rodecaster Duo, the Streamer X, which lets you route video through it to a laptop or a Mac or to a web presenter, and you can add audio because it's got the Streamer X has a 1-channel Rodecaster Pro built into it. The new Rodecaster Video has 2 channels of audio built into it, and you can actually have 2 wireless GOs attached as well as 2 regular microphones. That's really interesting. That means you could have 2 people on wireless mics using the new Rodecaster Video, and you could have 2 plugged-in microphones. So you could have 2 SMBs for 2 people in the studio, and then when you add extra guests, you could bring one through Bluetooth as a call-in guest, or you could bring 2 people in on wireless microphones by Rode. Now, I haven't seen anything yet to see if these microphones right there are going to hook up to the Rodecasters, the Duo, or the new Rodecaster Video, or the Streamer X. I would think that they would hook up, but I haven't seen anything. These videos are just starting to surface, and actually Rode's webpage was down today for most of the day. So I don't know what happened, but they sure weren't getting a lot of orders because their webpage was down. It came back up at about 11:30 my time this morning, but it was down all morning. So again, let's go down through this page. So you can see it's about the same size as the DJI mics. I don't have the microphone yet. I'm thinking about getting this set so that I can try it with one of my clients that I think it will be perfect for. Actually, I have 2 clients that this would probably be perfect for. And I love the price at $149. Plugs in the bottom of the phone. You can see it right here. And you can also then have a regular, the new stand that Rode makes for your attaching your iPhone or your smartphone. There's the sizes in comparison right there. Here it is next to a smartphone. You can see the size of the white case. Here it is on his jacket. Here it is on the bottom of the phone. Again, you're going to have to probably pull your case off. It does have intelligent audio leveling. So here's the specifications right here. Max SPL is 135 dB equivalent noise. A-weighted is 21 dBA. Signal noise ratio 73 dB. Transmitter range is 100 meters, so you guys can translate that into feet if you need to. USB-C, and that's how you transfer files. It says for wireless micro, lightning. So I don't know if I doubt you have a lightning port to transfer files if you buy the lightning model. Again, here is the lightning model. Let's show you. So you have the lightning adapter for that one right here. And then if you buy the USB-C, then you would have the regular USB-C adapter. And then here's this side of it. So you have side little ports on the side, on the top, and on the side. So it really does have 360-degree audio. Again, there you see it's in the case. The case will give you 21 hours. That's 1 7-hour recording on one of these 2 transmitters. Then if you recharge it, you'll get 2 more 7-hour sessions. So that's 21 hours that you can get. And I'm assuming it will charge both microphones twice. So you start with a charge, and then you can charge it twice. So you can literally use this for 21 hours before you run out of power, but you may run out of storage space, because remember, these are saving the files inside. So let's go here. Here's the spec sheet. Let me zoom in here. So ultra compact wireless microphone for smartphones, available with either USB-C or Lightning. Inbuilt microphone and automatic pairing, incredibly easy. So you just pull it out of the case, it automatically pairs. That's just like the DJI mics. I love that. I hate tinkering with this kit. This Wireless Go 2, it doesn't, the Pro is a better kit. It's more money. That's why I bought this one. But I don't like the way you have to fiddle with these. But they do work. I'm using one right now in the studio that I can cut to if I want to. So if you wonder what that sounds like. This is my wireless go-to. I'm talking in right now. I'm not talking in this mic. So this is what the wireless go-to sounds like. And this is what my SM7B sounds like. So receiver connects directly to a smartphone with no cable. So you just plug it in the bottom. Again, you're going to have to take your case off most likely. Intelligent gain assist technology. So for perfect audio every time. So it uses AI to detect the loudness of your voice. So it's adjusting the gain up and down. I don't know what that's going to sound like in recording. And one guy was demoing it on YouTube today, and there was some static when he was changing settings on the app. And it uses the Rode Wireless Connect app. So you can actually use your iPhone or your iPad or your smartphone to make changes. It also works with the Rode Recording app. So you can also use it with your regular video apps inside your smartphone. So 21 hours of battery life, included charging case, ultra compact, ultra lightweight, designed for discreet on-camera presence. But they do have one of my most unfavorite features, and that's it's glossy and it has the Rode logo on it. So I don't get the branding. Rode loves to put their branding. It's on their new boom microphone stand, so you can cover it up. It's got a new cloth thing that goes on there with a big Rode logo. These have Rode logos. These wireless go-tos have big Rode logos on the front of them. Switch cameras here. Big, gigantic logos on the front of those. And I think that's just a little bit cheesy, in my opinion. But again, that's the cool thing is I have my own channel. I have my own opinion. So continuing down this list, works with free Rode Capture video recording app. So it's Rode Capture. That's a phone app. I use it all the time just to record. Like if I'm sitting in a building and want to record our meeting, I'll just set it on the table, use the record, the Rode Capture app, and I'll use that all the time. And again, it's available in black and white. Here's those specs we looked at again. Here's what's in the box. So battery capacity, it's a 490 mAh. Power requirements, 5 volt. USB-C, that's how it's charging. So it is USB-C for both the transferring files as well as charging it. And remember, you got to, I think the last wireless, the DJI mics had like 8 megabytes. I'll see if there's any specs about how much memory is built into these, but they do have memory built in. So you get the 2 transmitters, you get the receiver, you get the charging case, you get a USB-C cable, you get a wind muff. So this, it just snaps into this. This is just a plastic ring right here, and you just snap it in there. And then you have 2 magnets that come with it as well. And that's what comes in the case. And you can see the polar pattern is the whole round 180 degrees. So keep that in mind. I just had a client go to a handheld microphone for their conferences because when they were trying to use the wireless Go microphones and the DJI microphones, it was picking up everything. And I like a dynamic directional cardioid microphone. And this is basically the polar pattern is 360 degrees. And that's not the greatest for interviews, but if they're standing a ways away from you and it's on their shirt, it will work fine. I'm just an audiophile and I like to have separation in all my audio situations. So it's got the low cut right here starting at like 75 hertz. So it's cut off and it's got a little boost in the high. So I would probably EQ this down a little bit in post and then warm up the voice more in the middle right here, depending on who's talking. And the nice thing about having 2 of those is that you'd have a recording for both people as well. And I do believe it has recording built into it. Let's just see right here. That is a good question. The wireless micro is a pocket-sized solution for capturing pristine audio with your smartphone. It connects directly to your phone. with no cables required, featuring 2 clips transmitting with built-in microphone, so that you get a recording in seconds. Intelligent gain assist technology will ensure your audio is perfect in any environment with up to 21 hours. But it's not saying if it has internal recording. We went over the key inbuilt microphone. Yeah, this may not record it all internally now that I'm thinking about it. This is why I love having these conversations. So we already talked about that. So I do not see any information about this recording. So it may just be wireless microphones. You do the recording inside your smart device. So keep that in mind. That would explain why they can do this kit for $149. So my guess is you're going to do the recording inside the apps in your smart device, and it does not have any memory built in. But again, I'm not 100% sure. But I see nothing in here that it has built-in recording. So good looking little mic kit. Is it the right solution for you? Again, this is just kind of a quick look. I still may get one. Like I said, when I'm teaching my clients at their businesses to do portrait videos, it'd be great for them just to be able to do wireless microphones. They could do quick interviews. So I like the idea that you can just record on your video app or record in a recording app. I'm not sure that you need that backup recording. I do use it in my wireless goes and my DJI mic kits. So I'll plug it into my phone. I'll record in the phone video, and I'll also record on the 2 DJI mic kit microphones. And I have the original DJI mic kit, and I have the wireless go version 2. Those are my 2 wireless mic kits right now that I have in my studio. So back to chat. It was about his consulting Keith does. So I guess you guys are talking about my consulting. So again, in Germany, it's 180 euros, $191. We also pay more than others. Yeah, I've heard that. The UK seems to have a little bit higher prices. I live in the United States. Let me know if it's more expensive down in Australia as well. But it's great to have people from all around the world in the live streams. That is legit. I love it. So again, I think this is a great idea. This is a great tool. I think they did a great job on the video. They're keeping the prices down. They're giving you an option. You don't want to spend the money on a DJI mic kit, and you want to use the Rode software. If you're used to Rode stuff, you like the sound of their microphones, then maybe this is a perfect solution. Again, it sounds to me like it's just 2 microphones that transmit, no built-in recording. As you look closer to the mics, there is no real 360. There you go. I don't see a recording switch when that video rolls. I see it's on. It's got a green light there. You can see, but I don't see any record buttons. So I think it's legit. It's a nice little tool. It's really compact. You just pop in your pocket like that, and you can head on down the road. So, and again, you pop it back in the case. It's always charging. So I guess you don't have to do anything with the USB-C cable, but charge it. You can charge the case. That will charge the 2 transmitters. So in reality, for just 2 microphones with a receiver, plug it into a smartphone with Rode's technology and their support and their firmware updates, I think for $149 US, it's well worth it. If it's worth it in Germany at $191, I don't know. You guys will have to let me know in the chat. It's $200 in Australia. Thank you, David, for that. So, okay, I'm going to roll the dice here. Oh, I can't. I am using my Event SSD drive. So I'm recording tonight on my SSD drive that has the video files from my new Extreme ISO Getting Started training. So if you liked my ATEM Mini Pro Getting Started training, it is my top performing video here on my channel. I'm just looking for it here real quick. Let's see. So here's my ATEM Mini Pro Getting Started video. You guys can find it online. I'll put the link below the description. So if you've always wanted to have a little bit more help with the ATEM Mini Pro, I also, again, have my new Extreme ISO, which would work for the Extreme. It would work for the STI model, the ACI models. I'm even going to talk in part 2 about the new update 9.5, which then became 9.6, which gives you the ability to route different sources to your USB-C output, so you can bring that into Zoom. So if you want multi-view in Zoom, if you want a single camera view, if you want program in Zoom, you just want your HyperDeck to come into Zoom, you can bring that HyperDeck now in through the new USB-C output update in the ATEM. And that's true with the ATEM Mini Pro and the Pro ISO. Those will let you do 3 of the sources: program, multi-view, and preview. But when you get into the Extreme ISO, you're actually able to do all the inputs out of your HDMI output of your Extreme. So I'll cover that in part 2, covering HyperDecks, covering multi-view. And there are some videos on my channel. I did some live streams on the Extreme over the years. I'm even going to cut some of that into my part 2 rather than reproducing it. But those 2 videos, 2 total hours of training, will be available before the first of the year, and I should be releasing part 1 here within a week. It's completely edited. I just need to watch all the way through it again a couple times. That's an hour every time, and that's why you don't see a lot of videos on my channel, because I do very thorough videos, and I like to do training, and it's how I get clients. So I'm trying to put free training online, because I do have a passion to help people when they're out in the world using these same tools. Okay. 1, they introduce replaceable batteries only. Will I consider it? Yeah, a lot of people don't like the DJI mic or the Rode wireless mics because they don't have replaceable batteries. So eventually that system's going to die. Batteries don't have a lifelong shelf life. So keep that in mind if you buy it. It should be good with Blackmagic phone app. Yeah, it should be, because it's just a microphone. So the Blackmagic phone app should find it. Remember the Blackmagic, I did a video here on a live stream about 5 weeks ago. You can now remote control the Blackmagic Design app. So you can have your iPad. You have to have a chip, like an iPad, like version 7 or 8, has to have an A15 chip in it. It does not work in an A14 chip iPad, so you have to have a newer iPad. It will not work on mine. I had to borrow my daughter's iPad to do that video training here. Mine is a A14 chip, so you need at least an A15 chip, but then you can remote from your iPad, see and control your iPhone, or vice versa. So you could be using the iPhone remotely and sitting somewhere else in the building, controlling it with the Blackmagic Design camera app, and that app's completely free. So, okay. It's only for streaming or recording, or I can use it for telephone calls, ? I don't understand that correctly. So any microphone that plugs in your smartphone can be used for your calls and different apps on your phone. They're usually supported. So once you add that adapter, you should be able to use it, but it's not for playing audio back. This is just a microphone. So these are not like headphones, like Bluetooth. They have a microphone built in. You can also hear people back for phone calls. But for video production where you need a microphone and you don't want to try to set your phone up 10 feet away and get that microphone on the phone sounding like you're in a giant room and the echo is horrible, you pick up all the background noise, Wireless microphones get the microphone on you, and then you can put your phone way back. So again, it's not going to be like Bluetooth earbuds. It's the size of earbuds, but it's not Bluetooth earbuds. It has a microphone built in. It doesn't have stereo coming back through them. So keep that in mind. These are just microphones. If you want to use a set of headphones, get some really high-end headphones. They usually have a really good sounding mic. I've literally done live streaming with my Galaxy Pros. There's a version 2 of these. This case got dropped in the water, so it no longer charges, but I can charge the earbuds. So these will have a microphone in them and a transmitter, so I can send and receive with these. So that is a complete different thing. So don't think that these earbuds are the same as the Rode Micro. I hope that answers your question, Akil. The phone quality will be better with minus. Maybe if you're talking about mixed minus, I'm not sure, Akil, I apologize. I don't understand your question, but again, that is the Rode Wireless Micro kind of overview. Again, if I get this, I'll unbox it live right here with you guys. We'll play with it. I'll demo it. I can plug it in my phone, but if I have it plugged into my phone, I can't use a cord to bring that on live, but I could play audio samples of recordings from my phone, and that's what I would do. And if I did get it, I would do a video here on my channel and upload that. So it's just another tool that Rode came out with. Again, they're not for everyone. I don't need to add more stuff to my studio. We're talking about trying to figure out if I have added too much gear in my studio, and I appreciate your guys' comments on that. So again, I am processing Studio B. It could be in the works. Again, not sure exactly where the money is going to come from. I might have to go back and sell some RVs to pay for it. If we decide that's the long-term goal, I could, I've had a couple opportunities to work part-time in consulting, where I teach people how to sell RVs and do content. I really am passionate about this new salesperson that should be out there that's using their smart device, using social media to get information out. There's so many people out that are doing research on different vehicles. And so some dealers don't let their salespeople put any videos on social media. So because they're representing the business owner. And so you have to keep that in mind. But I am really passionate about how we can use these new smart devices to be able to get ourselves out there. So, okay, well, it's been an hour and a half. Do you have any more comments or questions, either about all of the gear I have in here, the tour that I showed? I love Jay's idea that I should do a standalone video on my channel. I may just work on that tomorrow, Jay. I like that idea. So especially if Logan's here and we're also using the table to build that. I should show you guys this again. Where is it at? Let's just cut to my desktop here. So building this trash compactor with my grandson, Logan. I will share this time lapse and some video footage. He was so cute when we did our intro to that time lapse. And so I'd love you guys to be able to see that. Let's see, I think I can find the Legos, and that's not it. 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 Yeah, so there we go. In the middle of this build, right there. So there is R2-D2 and C-3PO Legos. So we're in the middle of that build. We're into bags number 2. We have 3 and 4 to go, but I'll show you guys that trash compactor when we get it built, and that will be here on the channel. Also, if you guys have any ideas of anything that you would like me to do on my channel that I haven't done a video or a stream on, I would love to hear your input, so please share that with me. I hope you guys have an amazing Thanksgiving. we will be live a couple more times this month. Let's look at the calendar to see if we have any competition. So let's see, Tuesday's the 26th. So yeah, we should be live the 19th and the 26th. I hope you guys will join me. I absolutely love having you here live. Thank you so much. If you haven't hit the like button, let me look. I don't ever look at this. I know when you're on Jay's, which he will be live tonight, so go over and join TVJ in his live stream. But he always goes over here. Let's see, stream health, viewer activity, stream settings. I have 8 likes, so I would love it if you would hit more likes. Let me do, we'll do a poll next week. I only did 1 poll tonight. Yeah, I love the Star Wars trash compactor. There you have it. So that's going to be on my shelf here in the studio. What did I do here? Go away. So let me get back to chat on the air. Try this again. Star Wars trash compactor, LOL. Akil says, I think the quality of the voice is better than when I use the speakers. So if I put the iPhone on the table and make a call, the quality should be better for the person I'm calling. Okay. No problem. I understand the English translator thing. I appreciate that. I just appreciate you being here, Akil, and I'll do my best to try to understand what you're saying because your questions and your comments are important to me. So thank you so much. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. Again, watch for my video coming up in the next 10 days. 1 hour training, part 1 of the extreme ISO. And hopefully that video will do as well on my channel as my last one. I was going to look at the amount of views on this video. Let's just go here to analytics. So I've received 656 subscribers, 7.7K watch time hours, 65,100 views on my ATEM Mini Pro getting started. And I'll go ahead and show this to you guys. I don't care. I have nothing to hide. I've made $327.18 on that video. You can see the trend since I published it. It really started taking off way back here on September 7th. Well, let's see. It really kind of jumped to 1,672 subscribers back on June 21st. I don't know what the years are. It doesn't say years. But you can see it has taken off, and we're approaching 75K views. So again, so if I had 100 videos that were doing that well in a year, it would help me pay for Studio B. Super chats help me pay for things in my studio. I also use it to bring new equipment in. In fact, that Star Wars trash compactor for my shelf came from, half of it came from my pocket, and the other, a little bit more than half, came from people using my Amazon associate links. So thank you for that. And thank you for that little congrats, Chio Walker. So, okay, that's it. My name is Keith. This is Life Journey Production Studios. I hope to see you guys here very soon in another video. And be safe. Enjoy the fall wherever you're at. And again, let's continue to stay connected. Let's have fun here on social media. And if you're going to be like me, I'm going to pop over to TVJ's live stream tonight. And that's 9 o'clock his time on the East Coast. So he should be live here in about 25 minutes. So join me over there with all of his friends. And we will see you here on the channel, hopefully, again, very soon. So until then, peace.